What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you for Tuesday, the 28th of January. Hope everyone had a great Monday, great start to the week, as good as you could have. It was still just an odd start to the week, an odd finish to the week with the passing of Kobe Bryant, but obviously life goes on and we have to keep grinding, so that's exactly what we did today. Got a free play out for you earlier today. It was about 5 o'clock this afternoon when I finally got it uploaded, because it was just before 4 o'clock when I actually recorded it, and then as it was loading and getting all that taken care of, obviously getting my plays posted and all of that stuff. So since that time, spent some time with, my oldest daughter. We spent some time together tonight, and once everybody went to bed, I immediately got to work on Tuesday's card. So it's actually still Monday night. It's about midnight right now, or just before it. So want to go ahead and do a free play. I'm going to give you two, one in college basketball, one in the NBA. Like I told you in this video, coming off of an incredible week last week, just under 68% for the premium and daily top plays. And we also had a game of the week winner in NCAA basketball. People have been, asking me like, hey, you haven't had a game of the week, game of the month, or anything like that in NBA this year. And I mean, truth be told, I think we've only had 6 or 7 daily top plays. I'd have to go back and look at the exact number, but we're still under 10 daily top plays for NBA this year. And NBA is just one of those sports where if you take something for granted in the NBA, where things can change on a dime. It's not like college basketball, where if a team's up by 20, they have to usually eat away at that lead, or even if the team that's down goes on a run, it still takes a few minutes. You could have a team that's down by 20 in the NBA, and in less than 5 minutes they could be winning by 10. It's just because of the no defense factor. It just changes so rapidly. So you have to, really be diligent in the way that you study this sport. And, most people don't think that I'm a big NBA fan, but a lifelong Bulls fan. Everybody knows that I am a baseball guy, but second to that, I'm a huge basketball guy. Obviously, I prefer college basketball over the NBA just because of what the NBA has become over the years, and this new generation of no defense. And everybody knows, most people know my take on it. I'm not going to go on a rant. But I watch a lot of NBA basketball, and I try to find the edges. And, most years I still have 2 games of the year. One pre-All-Star break, one before the regular season ends. And I don't know this for sure, but this morning when I started looking at the NBA card for Monday, before I had made the selections official, I just took a glance at the entire week's card from now through Sunday, and there was a game on there that I circled that's for a little bit later in the week. There's no line on the game yet. I don't know what the line will be. Sometimes there's just so much overreaction in the NBA that you just kind of have to see what happens between now and then, because the line could come out and it's just ridiculous, no value, and we may not even play the game. But if the line comes out to where there's value in it, because I've already broken the game down and I know what the line should be in my system, and I always have a few point, give or take, where I'll still play the game depending on what it actually ends up being. But if it comes in anywhere near my line, we may have an NBA game of the year this week. It's possible. Obviously, I'll make everyone aware if that becomes the case. I have got my Super Bowl package now done. You will see it live in the morning. I just haven't had a chance to actually get it posted on the site, and because it's a separate package that I have to create, I won't actually have it live on the site until in the morning. But before I go live in the morning, because I'm going live at 11 a.m. for Tuesday, and then after I get all that done, plays should already be out by that time. And after that, I'm headed to Philly for a quick up and back, be back Wednesday early morning. But anyways, So you can purchase that $25, and it will come with not only my Super Bowl selection, my premium Super Bowl selection. It's actually a top play selection. It's not a game of the week, game of the month, game of the year, or anything like that. But it is a normal standard top play. And that it also comes with a good many of the Super Bowl prop bets that I like. One of the few times of the year, or one of the only games ever in a year's span in any sport, I will actually take prop bets because there is value in them. So you get all of that for $25. You can purchase it now, get your bets in early. Like I said, you will see that live on the site by noon Tuesday Eastern time, and it'll just say Chase's Super Bowl package. $25, and it includes everything that I have already wagered on for Super Bowl Sunday. So let's do a recap for Monday, and we'll get on with it. As far as that's really the only promotions that I have. Like I said, stand by for a potential huge NBA game this coming later in the week. Everything else just remains to be seen. Had another winning day on Monday, so guys, if you're not on a package, I'm getting all these emails going, man, you're doing fantastic. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I tune into your live shows. I do this. I do that. And they ask me questions about packages day in and day out, but yet they just don't want to pull the trigger. And listen, guys, you don't have to start out by buying a year pass or even a month pass. Start out with a week pass. That's what I tell everyone to do. I don't ever recommend somebody, no matter how big their bankroll is, no matter how much money they have to spend, if they've never bought anything from me, I don't care how long they've watched me, follow me, anything like that. If you've never purchased anything from me, I always say the first thing that I recommend is to buy a 7-day pass. That way you get 7 days of plays. If I do have a game of the week, game of the month, or something like that in that span, and you want to buy it, I'm probably already going to made you enough money to buy it out of profit. So you're not spending any extra money. And then do it for 7 days. You're going to see how I work, what it's about, so on and so forth. And then most people will then in turn use their profit. They'll buy a month or a season or something like that. And within a short time, within 45 days or less, they are buying a 1-year all access or a full season if they only prefer one sport. So guys, just jump on something. A 3-day pass for $50. Obviously, I recommend the 7-day pass more because losing days are going to happen. And obviously, I hate for somebody to buy a 3-day pass and that be the little time where we have a day losing or 2 days, something like that. So get a week pass or get a month pass. Let me show you what I'm about. And then we can talk long term, and you'll really be able to get the business effect of it and start making a true second stream of income. But let's get on Monday, and I'll get you on a couple free plays for Tuesday. Like I said, hopefully everybody followed the North Carolina lean as well, because I got some disagreement on what I stated about those two teams, and obviously the person disagreeing with me has never watched either of them, because what I said, it was not only true, it actually held up in its truest form tonight. North Carolina winning outright in what was a pretty easy win for them on the road. But the official free play we gave out was on the Miami Heat, -5.5. Some people got it at 6 because it did end up going back up to 6 before tip-off. So either way you got it, Miami Heat was a winner. We did have the Detroit Pistons today, and we had the over in that game as well. The over, it was just a really bad third period for both teams offensively. Had they not gone into such a slump, I think that it would have been. I think that it would have gone over with plenty of time left in that game. But both of the teams went very, very cold for a good period of time in the third, and then Detroit did not cover their 6-point spread, which really surprised me in this situation. So 1-2 there. But then we get into college basketball, and we were one bucket shy of having another 3-0 sweep. Northern Arizona on the money line, -125, was an easy winner. The one that we dropped was Prairie View A&M, -21. They won by 19. And obviously they held the ball for a lot there at the end, which I can't fault them for, but just a bucket. Those are the ones I hate to lose. I would rather lose the game from the start than have to lose it by a bucket. or by a hook or by a buzzer shot or something like that. So those are the ones that kill me. So by a bucket, that cost us a sweep in college basketball, but we had a top play on North Carolina A&T minus 13. They could have put this game away a lot earlier, so they made me a little bit nervous, but nonetheless they took care of business, winning by 15. So a 2-1 day there where you picked up just about, well, if you count juice and everything, obviously, as we do, just under 3 units if you count a unit system. 2.9 there. Then we reintroduced the NHL back into our daily schedule today now that the All-Star break is over. There were some good games, some good matchups today, but I zoned in on one, which was my favorite one on the card for today. It was an underdog play. Just an utterly stupid line by the odds makers. The Toronto Maple Leafs today were the underdog on the road, which didn't make any sense to me. So we got the Toronto Maple Leafs as a road dog at plus 110. They won 5-2. They could have probably won by a lot more had they really wanted to press the issue. So the best in the NHL, or the best in the business when it comes to the NHL, that is bar none. We can say that about college basketball. Hell, I think we can say it about the NBA, to be honest with you, for the whole season. But I do know there are some good NBA cappers out there. Nobody's matching us in college basketball. No one is even coming in the same zip code as us in the NHL, as most people don't in Major League Baseball. So there we go. We're back up to almost 77% in the NHL. And we're still over 85% on NHL top plays. So a nice little dog win there to make back up the juice that we lost right there in that one college basketball game. So going 1-0 with the underdog win in the NHL. Obviously, the record I'm not in love with for today or for Monday. It was 4-3 overall, but you picked up 2.8 units. Again, if you count it as a unit system, and I'm saying these units just so you can understand the math that we do. As you flat bet every premium play, you step up and go 2 times or 3 times the amount on your top play. So if you're $100 a game better, you'll be $300 on your daily top plays, $500 on your game of the weeks. Use that same model if you're a $50 a game better, $1,000 a game better. I've got people that are 5 dime a game betters and 10 dime a game betters. I've got one customer that does 25 dimes a game. So you use that same method. I'm a dime a game guy, so I'm $1,100 to win 1,000, unless it's a money line play that shifts that at all. But I'm betting to win 1,000 on each premium, betting to win 3 on each top play. So on a day like today where you had a couple of hard fought premiums like that one that you lose by the bucket, you still would have picked up $280 in profit today at $100 a game better following my system, or $2,800 if you're $1,000 a game better. So I've got people today that signed up for a week package and they've now made their money back and sitting on $1.80 in profit or more. So they're already playing with house money and ready to go for tomorrow. So it's going to be a good day. Make sure you jump on. I'm going to give you 2 free plays here. We'll obviously give out another free play or 2 on the live show at 11 o'clock, plus my updated top 25 college basketball rankings. There have been some changes since last week, so make sure you tune into that. Let's start with the NBA. Charlotte Hornets, New York Knicks. New York's coming off of a big win over Brooklyn on Sunday. They hit the road coming just a hair bit south to Charlotte, North Carolina. Truth be told, New York has played better than Charlotte here in recent memory. Charlotte being at home, they have talent. They just cannot get in a rhythm. Davis is playing pathetic, won't rebound. So, truth be told, if we're just going off of the last 3 weeks, New York has been the more of a threat than Charlotte. Obviously, it does mean something for home court in the NBA, and I'm telling you right now, this is a game that probably wouldn't mean a lot in most instances this time of the season with 2 teams going nowhere fast. Excuse me. Oh, that's new. I don't ever drink soda. But being what just happened with Kobe Bryant and everything, even though obviously this, it's not involving the Lakers or it's not involving anything like that, but every NBA game is selling out at rapid speed, no matter who's playing, who their opponent is, where it's at. And these games are going for 2, 3, 4 times the amount for people to get there because of the things that they're doing in memory of Kobe and his daughter. Just, the things that they're putting on. Everybody's coming out wearing Lakers gear and Kobe gear from throughout the years just to show support to the NBA, which he loves so much. So obviously, the majority of the people that are going to be here, whether they're Laker fans or not, they live in Charlotte or in the surrounding areas, they're going to be pulling for Charlotte. And I don't know too many, if they are true Lakers fans, they're certainly not going to be pulling for the Knicks. So I really think you're going to be back with an intense game again like we had with Miami, and I think you're going to have a significant home court advantage with Charlotte. I think that needs to be taken into consideration. But I think right now when you actually look at on paper, you have two pretty even teams. I think the deciding factors here, besides the fact that it's going to be an intense game with a big home crowd, I think that the home court's going to make an advantage, where that's where I think it gets down to Charlotte probably by a bucket. And then I think the backcourt for Charlotte is better than New York. They do take smarter threes. On the road, it doesn't mean much, but at home, if they can get into a small groove, that's how Charlotte has bagged some rather impressive wins at home this year. So because of those two factors right there in what would be a relatively even game, without the circumstances going on, I think that those two things right there give Charlotte an advantage by at least a handful of points. I would probably say 4 to 5 points in total. My line on this one, when breaking it down, was Charlotte minus 3.5, and then taking into account what's going on in the backcourt, I really think that Charlotte minus 6 would be accurate, because I am taking in non-statistical factors in this game. But being that Charlotte is laying 1.5 and you can take the money line for 120, I'm okay with whatever play you do. So your free premium NBA play could be Charlotte minus 1.5 or Charlotte on the money line. I would much rather you play the money line minus $1.20. That way you cannot get bit by the hook, and all they have to do is win for you to cash the ticket. So that is my play. That's what I recommend. But if for some reason you're using a local book or something like that won't allow you to play the money line, you can lay the 1.5. I still like it, but my play is Charlotte money line minus 120. In college basketball, I'm going to give you a dog play. I don't like it quite as much as I do the Hornets game, but it's not far off. Bowling Green this year been one of the mid-majors that I've followed very closely, and Bowling Green has been a home team that's just been very hard to beat. At one time, they were looking at 10 straight home wins. Nobody could beat them at home. They were undefeated at home for the longest time. The first home loss that they had this season, where they were so heavily favored by everybody in the world, was the first time we had personally faded Bowling Green that year on a big money line play for them to lose outright. And I think that might have actually been a big top play that cashed. Well, we're going to fade them again at home today, where, again, Ball State, the way they're playing, and you don't just look at win-loss records here. You don't just look at home court. Truth be told, even when you take home court into this, Ball State should be favored by 2 in my system. And right now, Ball State is rebounding better, especially on the offensive end. So they're getting about their second chance shots. They're getting about 30% more second chance shots than Bowling Green. Ball State's a more aggressive team. I think they're better coached. So I do think that it's going to come down to where, if you just go off statistics of what's happened in recent weeks, you would have Ball State by a point or 2. But then, of course, by 3 or 4 points. But then you take in home court, and what is a very good home court team, that's where I think Ball State should be favored by that 1 to 2 points. But being that we're getting Bowling Green minus 1, obviously you can take the money line with Ball State if you want to. It's not going to benefit you much. I would just go ahead and snag that bucket just in case. Snag that point. This is one you make and wait on. I do think money will come in on Bowling Green, so if you may end up getting another point with Ball State. But in this one, I just think Ball State has the upper hand. I think position for what's going on in recent weeks, Ball State is the better team. all around. And I think that if they really handle the offensive glass and those reboundings, those second chance shots are going to be a deciding factor, which could allow them to pull away at the beginning of the second period. And then Bowling Green will really have to fight to get back into it, which in turn will probably just run them out of time. So I like Ball State +1 underdog play there. Both of these are official free plays. The one that I like more so than the other would be the Hornets on the money line -120. But either one of them, both of them, I have already played as premium plays. So Ball State +1. My favorite of the two is Charlotte Hornets -120 money line. Jump on a package. $50 3 days, $100 7 days, $299 30 days, 1 year all access, $4,000. And then check back after lunchtime on Tuesday, and you will see the $25 Super Bowl package, which is my top Super Bowl prediction, as well as all of my prop wagers that I have already made. And, yeah, that's it. And tune into the live show, 11 a.m. Eastern time right here on YouTube. And that's it, guys. Love you again. Rest in peace. Rest in paradise. Kobe, you were missed already. You will continue to be missed. Sorry for the long video, guys. But another great day. Congrats to all. Let's do it again on Tuesday. See you guys.